All right, here I am, live and in color. I got everything on here. Oops, let's get this out of it. It's stuck on my foot somehow. There we go. I got all my, everything seems to be in order. The Queen Elizabeth. Today is her birthday, her 96th birthday. Can you imagine? 96. She's walking around. There she is. See her right over here. Yep. Kate Middleton. This stupid hair hat on sideways. I don't get that. But anyway, the Queen's hat I like. The Kate Middleton. I don't know. I think that's a British thing. Elon Musk. We listened to his earnings call yesterday. Actually, I listened to it this morning. I set the timer, but I think I was, I think Marilyn came home or something or other. Okay, Tesla. There's Elon. Interesting picture there. The shares are up $92. Up 9.4%. The investment community just can't, they just don't understand Tesla. I mean, now the company's a money machine. The gross profit on the Tesla vehicles is about 5% higher than the entire industry because they run about 15%. Tesla's running about 19%. And it really hasn't gotten up to speed yet. There we go. You can see what's going on here in my iPad. I get more devices running here. It's cool. Let's get over here to Tesla and just touch on that, and then touch on this. And I'll expand this a little bit. There we go. I just do this. So you can see where the trades are. Let's go to the screen. Command 2. There we go. That's perfect. So you can see me diddling around over here. Nice one. There we go. There I am. Yes, I do. I am here. So I'm looking at Kate Middleton. Share a sweet family photo with the Queen at 96 years old. 96. There's something very haunting about that photo. It's like science fiction. You got the, oh my God. That's all I need is some UFO land, in the middle of the Atlantic or something, and say, hey, I'd like to meet with the. No, I don't want to meet with you. I want to meet with Donald Trump. And, God. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here I got a choice of at least different places I can go. Let's look this. Okay. Okay, so Gig of Berlin. Is producing 350 Model Ys per week. It's going to ramp up to 1,000 this month. 1,000 a week. That's pretty impressive. Let me see all these robots. You know, whoops. They I think there's like 300 robots in the factory. So I'm just reading down here. 1,000 a week by the end of the month. It's like they turn it up. Okay, produce that. They're also making their own batteries. They're using the 2170 cells. In a few months, in a few months. So it's April, June, July, August. So in the third quarter. So the second half of the year, they'll be all up to speed on the 4680 cells. The story's not expandable. Okay. Yesterday we did a tour of the factory, and they don't show you everything, but you can just it's incredibly large. It's the largest building in the world, and when you go in that building, and you can look all the way down there, it's just like, you know, it like goes out of sight when you look down the edge here. And, you know, when you're there, you just look over the edge of this arm, and the building goes on and on and on. I mean, it's like 5,000. It's like a mile long. Can you imagine building a mile long? And, you know, 1,000 feet wide and a mile long. Crazy. And they built the plant in 18 months. I mean, that's a big plant to build in 18 months. I mean, I construction managed a number of projects in different states, and with all that robotics in there, 18 months, and you know, now they're squeezing out 350 Model Ys a week, and they're going to turn the dial up to 1,000 a week, and you know, all the back supply. I mean, just think of it, 1,000 a week. Think of all the tires. That's 4,000 tires. And it's just, you know, you got to keep popping them out, which means they've got to have the tires coming in on the back end. So all this stuff, you know, you know, the seats, the seat cushions, the whole seating arrangement. Now the battery pack is all made in this factory. The computers are made in the factory. Boy. They designed their own computer chip for the onboard computer. So Hertz. This is a massive purchase. Hertz rent-a-car. This is so Hertz is gonna. They're ready Model Ys. So they're unheard of. To that 100,000 cars. The massive purchase of 100,000 Tesla Model 3 vehicles, and they're adding some Model Ys in there. They expect all of the 100,000 Model 3s to be delivered by the end of the year, by the end of this year. Wow. So the rental car company that deal's alive and well. Can you imagine? 100,000. Jesus. I wonder if that's just, USA or, yes, because they can manufacture these things in different countries. Some of this in Europe. It doesn't really say in this article on what country. All right, we can't tell whether the Model Ys is part of the Model 3 deal or what. Hertz has decided to add Model Ys to its growing electric vehicle fleet after announcing a deal to buy 100,000 Model 3s. Okay, well. So we don't know if it's 100,000 plus Model Ys or they're going to squeeze Model Ys in the 100,000 car deal. That would be my guess. But, it's here nor there, as they say. Interesting story. Tesla beat all the projections. They don't get it. The industry doesn't get it. Tesla has created a factory, a machine that builds machines. Okay, and it's all robotic. So they can turn dials and make changes to the car without. Oh my God. Okay, where's Tesla here? There's Twitter. Twitter's down another $1. Let's see, is the market open? No, 1 minute to go. You can see over in this chart here, see? See, it's gray, and when it gets to 9:30, it's starting to trade for the day, and you'll have an open system. It's 9:29. See my clock here? Boom, 9:30. Yep, see, it's 9:30. I mean, this time is on my that time right there, that is the time. And Apple has that synced. You know, with the National Bureau of Standards and all that stuff. All right, so let's get so Twitter is opening down 2%, down $1.10. Okay, it's $45 this year. Let's come up here to Tesla. Where is it? There it is. Yep. It's all over the place. Let's click on it. Yeah, you got a big picture there. They haven't put the 5 hours earnings per share, 492. PE ratio is 200. That's pretty exciting. So they haven't really, the investors just, can't get over it. And you can see, what are we doing here? Okay, let's go here. And I'm pulling up the same chart here. You're looking at over on that right side of the screen. So we can expand this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now let's see what's going on. Oh, here it is. Whoops, up here. Yeah, it opened. See, it opened up here. See that green? Now it's catching down, So it's up $86 a share. So it went from here up to there. And this is now the live trades. Every 5 minutes, this is one of these carrots. Let's do the mountain, you guys, some more interest. There we go. This is the mountain graph. And see, shot up big time. That's probably it. So closed way down here now. Whoop. Well, it's up $90 a share from last night's close. So all the scaredy cats that sold off their stock last night at $3.45 because they didn't want to hold on to the stock. Because the new earnings report comes out and, so the scaredy cats jumped out and now it's up $99 a share. This guy's got disappointed. So you know what? They jumped back in. And that's what the mountain's all about. Yeah, look at that. $99 a share, which is 10%. The stock to go up 10% is like monumental. You know, there's millions of shares outstanding. And for the whole stock thing to go up, let's click out of there. And let's just touch this one. You see, this gives you all kinds of information. Let's do that to this. Let me get over here and do that on this one so you guys can see what I'm saying. Sorry. Just whack this. This Twitter. Come on, Tesla, where the hell are you? There it is. Bingo. So now you can see all that stuff. So that's what I'm looking at here. Today's open, 1074. Previous close, 977. You got 5 million shares traded already. And yeah, market's been open for like 5 minutes, 5 million shares. That's like, that's the average volume per day is 21 million shares trading hands. So just imagine, 21 million shares, went up $108 to, in the first 5 minutes of trading. Yeah, they, Elon Musk is a pretty clever character. And that, see, they're spending as much time perfecting the factory as they are, because then it perfects the car. And this factory, you can turn those dials up and there'll be cars popping out of here a lot faster. But, you gotta have all the stuff lined up behind it. What good is doing 3,000 cars a day but it doesn't have seats, or it doesn't have the onboard computer? Everything has to. The supply line is massive. It looks like they may be updating this stuff on the left side of this chart, because it's like moving around. So they may be in there updating those figures so you have the right earnings per share, and 492. It looks about the same. So today's a big day. The projected, they beat all the projections. Tesla beat all the projections. So, now if you look all the way up on the top here, see there, 1,076, up $100 a share. And it's going to trade for that. It's going to trade like that for, over here is that graph is a little longer view of what's going on. See, then you can go in here, thinking about trading options. No, let's just see what. But they got a lot of stories. This is a great app. It's a TD. A TD app. And then you can come back here, and then these are all the stocks that we watch. Apple is a monster. It just keeps going. Here's a P. See, Apple's trading at 27 times earnings. You know, the industry, you know, kept it at, 12 times earnings. It's an exciting, you know, they don't just make phones. They do all kinds of stuff. Telephone. Dividend yield is 5.7%. You buy stock in that, you get 5.7% yield. Dividends. They mail you checks every quarter, or you can have them deposited directly in your bank, which I prefer. I don't like things getting lost in the mail. But that's a big one. I have this column right here, so all the dividends. IBM is paying 4.74%. They jumped up big yesterday, so it's pulling back a little bit today. IBM. So I'm looking at this, the PE ratio, price earnings ratio. That's the stock price divided by the earnings. And you get a percentage. On my list here, 5.71% is the leader. There's nothing bigger. Telephone. I mean, why have your money in the bank and deposits in cash when you can own telephone? Buying at $20 a share? You're kidding me? That's a really low price. Click on it, and let's go 5 years. So you look at the 5-year chart. It was trading at 40, and now it's at 20. So, what's wrong with buying that stock? You buy the stock at 20, and they're going to mail you 5.7% yield based on what you pay for it right now. And, you know, if it goes up to 40, then you not only got dividend yield, you know, big dividend yield, but you get the stock going up. It can't stay down here. What's the price? Yeah, it's seven times price earning ratio. That's nuts. These guys have been paying dividends for forever. The research team says reduce your holdings. The street says hold your stock. And Market Edge, whoever they are, they say go keep long. In other words, don't trade it out. Let's see what these guys say about. Yeah, you can drive me nuts looking at this stuff. Now this is Tesla. Look at this 5-year chart. Oh my God. Look at it. Zip. This is like $75 a share back in here. I think I can. No, that's what it is. So this is a 5-year chart. This is 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. And then now it's up to, $1,100 a share almost. $10.87. And a couple years ago, it's $75, $100. Let's just say $100. Now it's $1,000. Amazing. And remember, it's split, I think, 7 for 1. Yeah. Now this is going backwards with the splits. So this takes you right back to, right around this level right here. Whoopsie, there you go. That's $40 this year. Right here. That's amazing. This is 2019. August 20th. It was $40 this year. And now it's $1,000 this year. Tesla was doing stuff back then. They're just cranking up their plant, in California. They didn't have these other plants operating yet. And Tesla said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and look at that. 2.5 years later, now we're in April of 2022. This is, so it's like about 3 years ago. That mountain chart is a little more, shows a little more display of what's going on. So, and Tesla is going to do nothing but go up. Let's style and change it to mountain. There we go. Just do that. There we go. There's mountain. So this is today. It's, it's jumping already. It's amazing. Up $104 a share. Amazing. Yep. A 5-day chart. That's on. So behind the lines, you got Tesla making all these cars, which everyone's watching that. And he says, you guys are missing the boat with my robot. We're going to make a lot of robots. The robot is going to be bigger than the car. The cars are good, but these robots, everyone's going to want one. You tell, Robbie the robot. I hope I'm alive to see that. Oh my God. Hey Robbie, you want to take out the trash? A couple of dishes in the sink, you wash them up, right? Dry them off and put them in the cabinet. I'm going to sit here and talk to my sports fans out here. I'm telling you, this guy is it's all, it's sensors and actuators. So he looks at the artificial intelligence that has to be in the computer of the car, the self-driving car, or when it takes over for cruise control, whatever you can take any, any dimension of the Tesla car. So if you just look at the so you got 4 different cars that can sell, and you got the robotics. Now he looks at the self-driving computer, he's going to put, right in the chest of the robot. Okay, and they got battery packs all over the place, in the body and so forth. And he basically says, look, the car, is basically a big it's a robot that you can climb into. It's a giant experiment in robotics. It's as simple as that. Now you got the actuators, which is the motors and the machines that are in the wheels, that steer the car left and right and so forth. And you got sensors, which is basically visual. You got 8 cameras all around the car. You got ultrasonics around the car, so that the car can determine, who's next to it. And that goes out about 18 feet all around the vehicle. So, and then you got visual, which looks, further than 18 feet. And in front, it's got like 3 cameras in the front, so it can telescopic, look, at the front, and a wide angle in the front, and a wide angle in the rear, and 2 wide angle cameras on the side, aimed backwards. So that way the car can understand what's around it. And the important thing is the computer has to convert, that's a better word, convert this visual information and perceive it with the artificial intelligence. So, I don't want to get, any closer than 18 inches to, a vehicle next to me, on either side. And so the robotics just, controls, the actuators and the sensors, that drive the car. Now he basically says, we put that computer inside a robot, so instead of having 4 wheels, I got 2 arms and 2 legs. And it's just a matter of actuators and sensors, because there's no big engineering feat, to build a leg, with a foot and toes, and you got 2 legs. I'm moving my legs back and forth, and so I can use the same computer in Robbie the Robot. So all the engineering basically is done from the car. I just take that thing and I shove that in the chest of a robot, and just connect up the wires and come on, guys, go ahead and get it done. He's got all these teams of people that, he's gonna figure, okay, we gotta get it. So they're building a robot, and they're apparently getting real close where they can say, hey, Robbie, take out the trash. So he knows where the trash is, so he's standing over there in the corner. Hey, Robbie, you want to go take the trash out? Boy, I can't wait for that day. That'd be great. Oh my God. And by the way, there's a few dirty dishes in the sink. When you get back from doing the trash, then get in the kitchen, and if you don't mind, clean the dishes. There's not a lot of them, just clean them up and dry them off and put them away. You know where they go. So, Oh my God, let me see. You know, he doesn't have to go out and get the paper because I got everything electronically on all these devices, which is kind of crazy. I mean, God, the technology is, you know, you can't work fast enough. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I got my camera out here. This is, let me put this down. And let's change this to, there we go. This view. So now we got everything. So this camera, just so everybody knows, you see that? It says R5, see it right there? So that's the camera unit. You know, the camera and the lens, here's the camera, there's the lens. They made, there are 12 gold-plated contacts. They connect to, see the 12 tabs in there. Watertight seal. It's a real heavy-duty connection. You know, I mean, these guys, that's a Canon 24 to 240. That's a 10x lens. Look how compact that is. You know, it's unheard of. And you can see the glass. I mean, this is a complicated lens. They really know how to make this stuff. It's all solid. Get the lens cap on there so we don't scratch the glass. So this is, this is weighs, let's say 4 pounds, something like that. Yeah, 4.5 pounds. It's a heavy duty sucker. Battery, here's where the battery goes, right in there. It's up there. Whoops. There we go. There's the battery. Pops right out. It takes like 300 shots. Can you imagine? Compact little sucker. Serial number 00061. Can you imagine? This is the 61st camera to come out of the factory with this model number. This is the serial number. Yep. 00061. Yep. We get involved early on with these things. Like 3.7 million pixels on the back screen here. Let me turn this thing on. Take the lens cap off. Push the thing and it will get jumps into focus. You want to see the pictures you just took? You just look at it there. It's touch screen, so you can so you can see this is live action here. just want to show you that. That's a 45 million pixel camera. 45 million pixels. Can you believe it? 45 million pixels. God, I paid $25,000 for a camera in the year 2000. Okay, so that's a few years ago. It was actually, it was $25,000, 6 million pixels. 6 million. This is 45 million pixels. It's half the size and weight. 10x zoom lens here. Unbelievable. So, and the batteries, you know, that took 100 shots. Those batteries were, you know, $1,000 a piece. So you need 3 or more batteries. There's another $4,000. Woo! I used that camera for a few years, and then you know, I was upgrading the equipment and so forth. And that particular camera, with the plugs and things that it had, you know, there were a number of people, you know, that made deals with these fun parks. You know, people go down slides and all that kind of stuff. You know, so you know, like Disney. So you come out of, you go, you know, down a big slide in a lagoon and all this kind of stuff, and they have cameras that are set up when you're going down the slide, and they keep shooting. You know, they keep popping these shots every time one of those containers with people in it, you know, passes by the lens. The camera's like mounted, you know, so you know, in the bushes, so you really can't see it. And so that's, you know, so I sold my camera to a guy in Arizona that was in a theme park of some kind. And yeah, the camera, they set it up, they plug it in, and yeah, I think he paid me $2,800. And I kissed the check when I got it. You know, I mean, it's you know, I got paid before I shipped it, actually. It wasn't a check, it's all electronic, but it's, you know, it's the thought that counts. But boy, oh boy, I'm telling you. I mean, because technology was going crazy, you know, between 2000 and 2005. And then from 2005 to 2010, when you go through those years, the technology was, you know, developing so fast. You know, this camera, you know, is $50,000, you know, 5 years ago, and now it's 45,000 pixels. And it's, you know, $3,800 for the camera. That's nuts. You know, I keep selling my stuff and buying this stuff, you know, to keep up with the technology. So, it's amazing. So this year we've signed ourselves back up with, contacted Katrina at FAU, Sports Information, and she'll have passes for Marilyn and I, like we've been having for the last 20 years. And we're going to take pictures of, you know, their home games. We'll be a solid crew, but, you know, we're the backup team. So if it gets too hot, you know, I'll call Katrina, you know, on my cell phone, and she's up in the press box or walking around or whatever. And say, hey, Katrina, get your, I'll know who they are. I'll tell them, I said, okay, you take over from here. Because It's 103 degrees on the field, and I don't want to be out here any longer, or else I'll be dead. So you guys can handle this. I can't. So I'm going to go up on the second floor and and have a Coca-Cola and watch the game from up there. Take a few shots, but the rest of the grin and grab shots, you deal with that. And that's the deal I have with Katrina. So I'll be there until I'm not there. And if it starts raining real hard and so forth, I'll be upstairs. And your team can, you're probably not going to do them in the rain anyway, but I just want you to know when I'm on or off duty. And I have your, what do you call it, your cell number. I'll just text you, and then you can get a hold of your people and cover anything on field that's on, that's on our list of things to do. Every time we go on field is, I got a sheet of paper, one sheet, 8 by 10, and it lists all the things that we do, and the people that are going to come out, and when, on the 15-yard line, and you stand there in a handshake and an announcement over the PA, and then, we snap our shots with the president of the university giving somebody an award or something, So that's how that works. So we're going to be back on field. Maryland's got the R1 camera. It's up over there on a shelf. It looks exactly like this. If I went and got you look at it, you would hardly know there's a difference in the camera. Other than it says R1 instead of R5. It's got 30 million pixels. So it's no chump. 30 million pixels, can you imagine? God, this is 45 million pixels. There is no larger pixel count camera that you can walk around like this. Canon really snuck up behind the competition and came out with these mirrorless. There's no pentaprism. It's all, when you look into this viewfinder, inside there, they have a view, a screen. That's like a, small screen. It's 5.7 million pixels. I got a big screen on the wall out there, which is, 3 million pixels. Fill that whole screen. There's 5 million pixels, and all squeezed into. So when you see the viewfinder, it looks like you're looking right through, the lens or glass or whatever, and you're seeing exactly what the lens is delivering to the imager. And that's how you frame your shot. Compose your picture. Oh my God, that's just unbelievable. The technology that you can have in your hands. So we're going to be, last year, we basically threw in the towel because you had all this virus stuff floating around. So I figured I'm not going to do that. But this year we decided to go ahead and deal with the FAU stuff. We got a lot of people that are used to seeing our shots, so we need to take the pictures and create the albums like we have been. We've got like 50,000, literally 50,000 pictures of FAU football. Just that. We've been taking pictures of FAU teams since 2000. So you can add them up. Every time we're on field, we deliver about 500-600 pictures that get uploaded on there. Now from those 5 to 800. It can be as high as 850, 550, somewhere around there. You know, some of them are a little crooked, and so I figured, you know what, unless they're, you know, the picture has got a picture of a, you know, an elbow like this, you know, we'll throw that away. You know, erase it. But, you know, that's someone's kid, that's someone's wife, it's, you know, they're people. So, and we get a lot of people looking at these shots, so we try to do, you know, we have good equipment, so these cameras take marvelous pictures. You know, the way they analyze the light and the focus and all that kind of stuff. You know, in the days of the Hasselblad, where you had to set the aperture and the focus, and you had to measure it with a meter and all that, which is in your hand. I mean, this is all, you know, it's all in the camera. It's basically automated. It's got a computer chip in here, and it's robotic. You know, everything is robotics, you know, inside the camera. And all I gotta do is push the button. You know, I put some settings on here, and then the computer chip takes those settings and makes the settings, you know, drives it into the lens. You know, that lens is communicating back and forth with the camera, you know, with the focal and aperture and so forth. So those 12 contacts, information is going back and forth between the lens and the camera while you're getting ready to push the button so that you get a nice result. And, you know, this year with these cameras, you know, every year they do a better job at it. You know, Canon, you know, they have people that are shooting with the cameras all year long, and they know what improvements they can make to it. And, you know, they want to keep up with the competition, so they're very serious about their camera business. And they went on digital right away. And they, you know, I've been a Canon person for, you know, since day one. And, you know, dating back to 1996. That's when I bought that $25,000 guy. Woo! But I went digital right away. You know, everyone's shooting film. And they said, well, you know, bullshit. You know, I take the picture I know I got it. You got to go develop it. You know, so you can't do anything until you leave the field, take your rolls of film, and then go to the lab and get it developed. And then you can see even if you got the shot. I look on the back screen. I can look at the shot immediately. And if I don't get it, I can go take another shot. You know, you don't know if you got it. You hope you got it. You probably did. But that's, you know, film's dead. This is the way it's going to be in the future. And sooner or later you can, well, you know, film, the grain, we really love the grain. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can add grain. I wouldn't do it, but you're going to be digital camera. You know, whether you like it or not, that your market will demand it. Because I'll be running around delivering shots immediately, and you got to go develop yours. Someone wants to, you know, I put all these up online, and they can order stuff right off my website. And you know, because it's FAU stuff, I mark it down. They get an 8x10 for, you know, a lot cheaper. You know, it's like $7-8 instead of 17 or 18. And they can, once I put them up, they can start ordering right off the website. Anyway, so I adopted digital very early. and it was great. Oh my God. All right, listen, we got it. Epidemius. Okay, it's 10:15. I've been live here for 1 hour and 3 minutes and 24 seconds, and I think it's time to wrap it up. We've talked about my camera a little bit. We'll talk about that stuff in much more detail. Maybe. This is Friday, so this is Thursday. So maybe tomorrow we'll get into that. I guess I can make this just to give you a little preview. You can just close that up. Tesla's doing great. All right, where's my little tab here for Jimmy's website? All right, well, we don't have to. Oh, here it is. So it's all right, let me change this to there you go. So you see right in the very top, 416-1100.com. That's the address. It's just like my phone number, except in the web business I couldn't put a dot, up there in the .com part. I have to use a hyphen, so I used a hyphen. So I'm home. We took, sorry, I keep banging this microphone. Hello. The microphone is really, whoops, sorry. I keep banging. Oh, you see Marilyn with Jay Leno? How cool is that? Yep. I got pictures with Jay Leno. He's a big car guy, and we have every year for the last 15 years, except for one because of the pandemic, they display all these fancy cars. I mean, they're unbelievable. There's $3-4 million a piece. They put them on a closed tractor trailer. They just like a moving van. They just drive it right in there, and that's how they get them home. The cars are in Illinois or California, Oregon, wherever. So you can see I have, whoops, I went to that. This is a touch screen, so you got to watch what you touch. Oh, look at this shot right here. I love this picture of the Milwaukee. In Indian summer, they set up this tent, and I was riding in the back of a golf cart. Well, Judy Dordell, is riding, driving north, in the Indian summer grounds. And I said, well, slow down, I got to get the shot. So I looked over that way, and I saw the cloud formations and the colors of the clouds. And this tent, so I isolated it right on this, there's a bigger image, which I had to crop. But that became, the headline for a gallery, an album. Look at Marilyn, how good looking she is. I mean, that was like, bam, just take the shot. And it was, in a tent. And look at that. I mean, that is, you got to take a lot of shots. And, you get some good ones. Every one of these is good ones. Look at Blake Shelton, back when no one knew who he was. And I took some really stunning pictures for him to put on CD albums. He never responded. Oh, here's my This touchscreen is pretty touchy. So you gotta be careful. That's my spaghetti. Boy, does that look good. Spaghetti. You know, nice tomato pieces. Right consistency. There's a meatball in there. Oh, that looks so good. I got my recipes all in there in this gallery. Here's Daniel in the purple with the ball right there, and they're running after it. This is live soccer. I had telephoto lens. I was quite a ways away from them. But, you know, my son, you know, our son, and right there, Daniel, he's in that shot. There's some cameras and lenses. There's the one, you know, the 1D. This thing was like $10,000 or $11,000. This Canon camera. And it didn't have the pixel count or the, you know, this has like 14 levels of brightness. So that gives you a huge, we call it HDR, high dynamic range. Oh, here's some hurricane shots. I got some portfolio, you know, I go down here, I got all kinds of, there's some other pictures. There's a boot camp for the isogenics thing. Over here, there's some shots of Afghanistan. I met up with a military guy who gave me a CD-ROM with these shots on them. And he gave me permission to put them online so you guys can see it. We covered a presidential debate, which was really quite amazing. And we were right in the spin room with all the big shots. So Mel and I are running around with cameras and microphones trying to interview the people, which we did. Yeah, that was fun. Here's Howard Schnellenberger. He passed away, so that's, you know, there's a photo that the family wanted to basically use to represent what he looked like. Yeah, he was a crusty old character. He wanted things the way he wanted them, and he just had to, you know, do it. And of course, I jumped around like a, you know, popcorn. I get it done with, hey, Howard, whatever you want. So he got to know us, you know, because we were taking pictures for 20 years. So we were, there's JimmY. When I was at the Kings Point Military Academy, and they had a physical fitness thing. So it should be in here somewhere. Anyway, let's go home. There we go, he's home. Start to get right back in the... Get back in the microphone. I just want to take you down a little bit below here, because at the bottom of the page, we keep going. There's some recent shots I put up. There we go. Look at that. This counts every time someone comes and looks at pictures. 26,399,500. 26 million. You know, this was 71, now it's 72, because we're here. It's amazing. You go to the site, this counter will be different, because it counts everybody, wherever they come from. And if they're on this site, 72. So if I click this and do a reload, it's like I came here from who knows where. That says 73 now, yeah? See, 573. So when someone comes from somewhere and goes into our site, this counter registers your visit. And that's pretty cool. So that just keeps counting, yeah. I reset it, I think, in 2005. No advertising, just word of mouth. But you know, we're in a 30,000 student university, and a lot of those, you know, let's say half the campus is interested in, you know, sports. We've shot all the, you know, the major, you know, tennis, softball, baseball, swimming, dive competition. Tennis is, you know, I like to do tennis. You know, boys tennis, girls tennis. And golf. I took some interesting golf shots that are, you know, publisher quality stuff. You gotta think. You know, when you're taking pictures from the university, is basically engaging you to take shots for them. You know, you want them to be unique. So I get some really good stuff. But you got to think about what you're doing. And, you know, you just don't stand up there and click a shutter, you know. You got to figure out different angles, different lighting. You take a lot of pictures, and a few of them are going to be really good. The rest of them are going to be, maybe, you know, average. But, you know, you figure, you know, Marilyn and I take 500 shots at a sporting event, and we'll move 25 of them up to the front so that the sports people don't have to sift through 500 shots. You know, they're all in time and date order. I sync, you know, the clocks inside our cameras to my watch, you know, which is like this clock over here we have on the phone. Then I sync the clocks, you know, to within a couple of seconds of each other. You know, within, you know, like a second. You know, and the clocks are good, they're very accurate. They don't go fast or slow, you know, over a day. So then when I bring all the shots together, you know, even though they're coming from different cameras, I sort them by day and time. So there, you know, Marilyn's taken from one angle, I'm taken from another. So we can be both shooting the same subject, but from different directions, and they'll come up right next to one another because I've synced the clocks. So they're all in time and date order. So that's the end of that. So, all right. So let me say goodbye. Turn the music up a little more. All right, so we got everything going pretty good here, so we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Probably early in the, you know, probably 9 o'clock or so. So you can, this one we did at 9:15. I could have done it a little earlier, I'm gonna see. Let's do it at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. So have a great day.